The third metal fragment pushed his Jin Jiao Ju Shou body's genes to an absurd height 480 times a normal human baseline. Hey friends, welcome back to 3D Cartoon Review, where one quiet decision can open a cosmic doorway, and one proud sentence can ignite enemies across 100 mountains. Quick question before we begin. If you were Luo Feng, would you hand a priceless inheritance token to your master, or keep every advantage for yourself? Alright, let's step into Swallowed Star episode 204, where the Zu Shen Jiao doesn't welcome newcomers with warmth, but with rules sharp enough to cut. Han Dun Chengzhu's earlier hint still echoed inside Luo Feng's mind, like a bell that wouldn't stop ringing in the silence between stars. So Luo Feng made a choice that looked simple, yet carried weight. He offered the Beast God Inheritance token to Zhen Yan Wang. It wasn't obedience, and it wasn't weakness, but the calm logic of survival, because in the universe, backing is sometimes stronger than talent. And then fate answered with a cold smile, because only one day later, Luo Feng received a second Beast God Inheritance token, one that belonged to him. In that instant, he didn't cheer, because Luo Feng had learned early, the bigger the gift, the sharper the hooks hidden inside. He met Zhen Yan Wang inside Yuan Shimi Jing, and master and disciple didn't waste time with speeches that the cosmos wouldn't remember. They moved like professionals, because the inheritance land wasn't a tourist site, it was a battlefield wrapped in holy language. First, they used a servant's Shen Guo Chuan song, carving away distance like ripping pages out of a book, skipping light years in one jump. Then they boarded Zhen Yan Wang's shuttle-shaped Zhibao spacecraft, sleek as a blade, built to survive where ordinary ships became debris. Its speed climbed to a terrifying level over 90 times the speed of light, and even space itself felt like it was being cut apart. For 4 months through Yu Zhou, the dark universe, the view outside never looked friendly, only endless and indifferent. Inside the ship, Luo Feng didn't relax for a breath, because comfort is how people die quietly, without even understanding why. He entered his inner world and trained, repeating the Ju Ji Mi Dian until the pain became familiar, and the familiar became a weapon. The third metal fragment pushed his Jin Jiao Ju Shou body's genes to an absurd height 480 times a normal human baseline. Then, combined with Xue Luo Li, his foundation rose beyond 1,000 times, an oppression-like strength that could make weaker beings tremble. He didn't treat that strength like a trophy, because trophies don't block blades, but he did treat it like armor added under the skin. Every day he polished his control, his comprehension, his calm, because Luo Feng knew the inheritance land wouldn't reward reckless confidence. When the spacecraft finally slowed, it stopped among enormous torrents of Heishuan Feng, black cyclone streams twisting like living space beasts. Those cyclones felt ancient, like scars across the dark universe, and even the ship's exterior lights looked small against that roaring darkness. Zhen Yan Wang began to search for the inheritance land's coordinate, calm but cautious, because a wrong point could mean endless death. Before the coordinate was fully confirmed, the space around them suddenly twisted, curling like fingers into a fist around their bodies. In one forced blink, they were compulsorily teleported, ripped away from the cyclone streams, and dropped into a space so clean it felt unreal. The light here was gentle, the air calm, yet the calm carried pressure, like silence inside a courtroom before sentencing. A figure appeared in Fei Shang Race Universe Venerable, wearing purple flaming armor, and his presence landed like a mountain on their backs. His eyes were cold, his tone sharper than metal. "I am the guide of Zu Shen Jiao humans. Take out your inheritance tokens." Then the threat followed immediately, calm and absolute, like a law written with blood. "Have no token, trespass anyway, and you die." Luo Feng's fingers tightened, but he didn't argue, because arguing with a venerable here would be like shouting at lightning. He produced the token quickly, and Zhen Yan Wang did the same, both of them steady, neither giving the guide a reason to sharpen his killing intent. The guide checked the tokens, and the oppressive aura eased, not kindly but formally, like a gate recognizing the correct key. Without wasting time, the guide led them deeper, each step taking them into layers of authority that didn't care about human feelings. With a single Shun Yi movement, the guide brought them to the edge of something enormous, an endless five-colored river of light. It wasn't just beautiful, It was terrifyingly sacred, 5 hues flowing together, radiating power so profound, Luo Feng's skin tightened instinctively. Zhen Yan Wang stared, breath-catching, because he recognized the legend standing in front of him like a living myth. This was Wukaiji Guanghu, the 5-colored Aurora Lake, spoken of in ancient records as one of the strongest supreme treasures. The Fei Shang guide looked proud and confirmed it, his voice carrying reverence like a banner raised in a temple. He explained that Wukaiji Guanghu was the guardian supreme treasure of Zu Shen Jiao, a protection that also served as a warning. Then he mentioned another name, almost casually, Xingchen Ta, the star tower on the extragalactic battlefield, equal in rank. That sentence hit Luo Feng like silent thunder, because Xingchen Ta wasn't a rumor to him, it was a secret he carried. He kept his face calm, but inside, a cold ripple spread, because the universe had just reminded him, secrets always have listeners. They crossed the aurora curtain, and Luo Feng noticed the light didn't harm them, because the token's authority shielded their bodies. They descended onto Zhijingdao, Purple Thorn Island, the residence for inheritors, holy in appearance and terrifyingly supervised in spirit. The first thing Luo Feng saw made him freeze, countless rings of universal laws, blooming and extinguishing overhead like breathing halos. Each halo's birth felt like a lesson, and each death felt like a warning, as if the island itself was testing every thought. The guide spoke calmly, declaring Zu Shen Jiao the #1 great power, existing to maintain the operation of universal laws. Then his tone hardened like a door locking. Anyone opposing Zu Shen Jiao also opposes the operation of universal laws. Luo Feng listened carefully, because he understood ideology becomes a weapon when backed by supreme treasures and venerables who never blink. Rules followed immediately, strict and specific. Their residence could not exceed 1 kilometer, and they must not take soul slaves outside. Even the comfort offered here carried chains, and Luo Feng felt the message clearly: inheritance is permission, not freedom. After settling, master and disciple climbed toward the highest mountains to pay respects to Jiao Ju, the island master. They waited at the front hall, and the waiting itself felt like a trial, because even silence on this island had pressure. 12 days passed, watched by a human Universe Venerable servant, and every day felt like being weighed by invisible scales. Finally, the guardian divine beast acknowledged them as inheritors of Zhijingdao and granted authority to enter Rongyao Shijie. The words sounded simple, but Luo Feng understood authority is a key, and keys only exist because locks can crush fingers. As they stepped deeper into Zhijingdao's order, the true weight of Zu Shen Jiao began to reveal itself in sharper, more personal ways. They faced Jiu Fengzunze, a tyrant-level figure comparable to Tian Shi Gongzu, and pressure fell like black mist. That mist seized their will invisibly, dragging consciousness downward, like hands pulling you into deep water where breath becomes expensive. Luo Feng was forced to display his comprehension, pushing his fused understanding of metal and space until his spirit trembled. A voice rang in his mind, "Third layer," and only then did the illusion loosen enough for him to breathe again. Beside him, Zhen Yan Wang received "Fourth layer," and his eyes lit up like someone suddenly seeing a doorway open. He shouted, excited and stunned, that he felt he was about to break through, and that excitement had the edge of real danger. Zhen Yan Wang entered seclusion immediately, aiming to step into the Universe Venerable realm, because opportunities at this level don't wait politely. Luo Feng was left alone, yet he didn't waste time mourning solitude, because loneliness is common in cultivation, and advantage comes from motion. After half a year of quiet training, he decided to enter the Baozang Ku, the treasure region where 108 mountains hid wonders. He moved with Tian Wu Wang, observing the region's atmosphere proud, violent, and filled with beings who hated humans on principle. That hatred wasn't loud at first, but it sat in the air like a blade held behind the back, waiting for a reason. Then a terrifying divine power chopped down on a mountain like a judgment axe, blasting Luo Feng and Tian Wu Wang away violently. The attacker revealed himself as Fei Shang, an alien Universe Venerable, notorious for hostility toward humanity. His arrogance filled the air, and his demand was pure humiliation. Luo Feng must kneel, apologize, and self-destruct 50% of his divine body. It wasn't negotiation, it was a public attempt to break a newcomer's spine and make the treasure region remember its proper order. Luo Feng didn't flinch. He held Huo Shenyuan Jing in his palm, and his voice dropped cold like metal striking stone. He replied, "Am I disrespectful to you? So what?" And the words landed like sparks on dry grass. Then he cut deeper, refusing to bow his head. The weak respect the strong only because they fear death and admire the realm they can't reach. His gaze hardened further, and he finished without hesitation. Fei Shang was an alien Zunze, so Luo Feng didn't need to respect him. The air froze, and even distant watchers felt their throats tighten, because a newcomer had just spoken like a king to a venerable. At that exact moment, a white figure descended like snowfall, silent, overwhelming, and instantly changing the balance of pressure. It was Zhu Wang, a unique special life form with a divine body reaching 60,000 kilometers, impossible to ignore. Zhu Wang suppressed Fei Shang's oppressive aura coldly, protecting Luo Feng like a wall made of living law. He called Fei Shang by name, then warned him calmly. He could bully a little but shouldn't be excessive with a new arrival. The humiliation cut even deeper when Zhu Wang implied Fei Shang should just bully some undying Feng Wang a bit, not go too far. Fei Shang's face darkened, but under Zhu Wang's pressure, he could only retreat, leaving bitterness hanging like smoke. After Fei Shang withdrew, Zhu Wang shrank his divine body, then looked at Luo Feng with an unreadable, meaningful gaze. He left an invitation to connect inside Rongyao Shiji, a polite hook thrown into a sea of politics and future alliances. Luo Feng didn't answer loudly. He simply remembered it because in the universe, every invitation has a price tag hidden behind the smile. But Luo Feng's courage had already detonated like a signal flare, and his title Dao He Wang began spreading through Baozhang Ku quickly. Strangers looked toward him with curiosity, jealousy, and hunger, because reputation attracts allies and also knives. Somewhere beyond the Treasure Region's mountains, another predator listened. The Tianlang Jiju heard that Dao He Wang was present. That single piece of news turned Luo Feng's new chapter into a countdown, because big names never arrive alone, they arrive with storms. So here's my question for you. Do you think Luo Feng's boldness will earn him protection, or paint a target so bright it can't fade? And if you were Luo Feng, would you accept Zhu Wang's invitation, or keep distance to avoid getting pulled into deeper conflicts? Drop your answer in the comments, because the next steps inside Zu Shen Jiao won't be about talent alone, they'll be about position, pride, and survival. If you enjoyed episode 204, the Wu Kaiji Guanghu reveal, Zi Jingdao's Law Halos, and Dao He Wang's first real clash, hit like and subscribe. Ring the bell too, because once Tianlang Jiju starts paying attention, peace becomes a rumor, and danger becomes routine. Thanks for watching 3D Cartoon Review, and I'll see you in the next video where one name echoes across the stars, and enemies finally answer back.